The day is finally here, everybody. The banhammer has been dropped. Teferi Time Raveler, gone. Unlimited mana, gone. So it's time that we go into these games and ruin everybody's experience by playing, you guessed it, Simic Flash Counter Magic. Let's get it. All right, everybody. I don't know why I just decided to roll out of the room and then come right back in. It didn't make any sense, but it felt right, so I had to do it. Anyways, welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on the video today. In today's video, we have a Simic Flash deck. There's just a couple things I want to address really quickly before we get started. I apologize I didn't have a video out this Monday. I know I preach how I have a video out every single Monday for you guys who are subscribed to the channel, so be notified about. But we had a deck ready. It was Jeskai Control. I had it loaded into YouTube. I was going ahead and punching in the title, the thumbnail, all that good stuff. And then I went to open up Magic. Turns out, Teferi Time Raveler, gone, just like I said. So the deck had to be squashed. I didn't have anything prepared. And I went into scramble mode to try to put together a deck for you guys as fast as possible so we can get something for you at least on Wednesday and explain the situation. So thank you for your patience. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so because we do post a video every single Monday. And sometimes Wednesdays or Fridays, we post an extra video here or there for you whenever I have some free time. But today is the day we have some Simic Flash for you. So let's go ahead and explain the deck quickly. We're going to go over the cards in the deck, why we play them, and how they work and the synergies. And then we go ahead into some gameplay. The gameplay footage, I think we have like 7 games for you. They were very fast games. The deck wins very quickly. And then we'll go ahead and break down the ending and talk about maybe some things we changed for the deck. So be sure to stick around for all of those things. It's a lot of fun. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. So talking about the deck here, pretty simple. The whole objective of the deck is to get creatures out with extra value of counter magic, and then once those creatures are resolved on the board, continually destroy your opponent's face over time while they can't play anything. We basically play a creature, then we stop them from playing anything else, and then we just continue hitting the face for small amounts of damage until they're eventually obliterated. So how we do that is, the ideal start would be to hit a Spectral Sailor, which we run 4 of. Hit a Spectral Sailor off the first opening hand, and then from Spectral Sailor we go straight into the Sea-Dasher Octopus. We try to mutate this onto the Spectral Sailor. That way we get unlimited card advantage every single turn. That is obviously ideal, and you'll see a game we hit the sequence and we become unstoppable. This is an almost unbeatable situation to be in. It's pretty much cheating, but it doesn't always happen, obviously. So there are some other ways we can do this and accomplish ultimate victory. So we have Lofty Denial, 4 of. With Lofty Denial, it's really good because we do play multiple flyers in Spectral Sailor and Brazen Borrower, and the Sea-Dasher Octopus flashes in on top of a creature. Typically, we want to mutate it onto one of those two. So we try to have flyers out on the field, so Lofty Denial becomes very good, but it is still very good counter magic early game. Your controller has to pay 1 if you don't have a flyer out on the field, which is very doable early game on the 2-drop, 3-drop spot. People are typically playing all their mana. They're trying to hit their curve, so they usually don't have that extra mana open to pay that fee. Then we have 3 Mystical Disputes. In Best of 1, this is probably one card that I would say had the least amount of shine. I wouldn't even mind switching this in with Quench, but we'll get into that later. But Mystical Dispute is another counter card where if we're playing mirror matchup or anything with blue, it's very good. It's very cheap to play, and it's hard for them to pay 3, especially now that all the Wilderness Reclamation ramp stuff, that's all gone. So a very good card, just got a lot better. And then we run 3 Brazen Borrowers. This card's very good against things that get out early game that you weren't able to counter right off the gate. If we're going up against like mono red and they get a creature out there that's just pinging you to death, it's good to have a Brazen Borrower to send that back and then counter it later. If you didn't have something, obviously, if you went second in the game, it's just a really good effect to have, to be able to bounce something back to your opponent's hand just to counter it later. So very, very strong card. And it also has a flash ability to come in as a 3/1 flyer. And keep in mind when you bring this in as a 3/1 flyer, it can't block anything else that's not flying. So always have that in the back of your mind. And then we already talked about this card, but we have 4 Sea-Dasher Octopuses. This is going to be our card draw engine. So whenever we get down in the game, or we're running out of counter spells, the thing with counter spells is we're playing 1-for-1 cards, but eventually your opponent's going to be able to play something late game if you run out of counter spells. So Sea-Dasher Octopus continuously refreshes your hand with counter spells. You're constantly drawing extra cards and you never run out. So that's the idea behind the Sea-Dasher Octopus. It's very, very strong. Also, one more thing about the Spectral Sailor is that if you're in a mirror matchup and you resolve a Spectral Sailor early game, it's very good against the mirror matchup because you both are going to be countering each other and it's going to be a big stalemate. But in the meantime, your Spectral Sailor not only got out on turn 1, but it's now drawing you cards in the late game and you're going to outvalue your opponent. So keep that in mind. And then we have 4 Sinister Sabotages. Pretty basic counterspell. I like this one because you can surveil. It's a very powerful thing to do, especially when you're searching for lands or trying to fix that or whatever it may be. Surveil is very, very good. So Sinister Sabotage we can run 4 of. And then we have 2 rewinds. Honestly, this card came in pretty clutch, and I might even up it to 3 just to be sure that we draw 1 in every single game, because this card paired with our Nightpack Ambusher 4 of is super strong, because if we have both these cards in hand, we can counter our opponent if they play something, pre-combat phase. We can counter it, open our mana right back up, and then play an Ambusher on top of it. So our opponent not only didn't get to play a card, we got to play Ambusher as well. We block a creature, it's gone, and now we have ultimate value on the field, and the Ambusher is going to keep gaining value every single turn. So that combo is pretty disgusting. Anybody who plays end step spells as well, like draw cards, you'll see there was a play where an opponent tried to draw cards on me. I was able to rewind because they played it on my turn. I was able to rewind and still safely open my mana back up for counter spells on their turn. So rewind, super good in Simic Flash. Up next, we have 4 Frilled Mystics, because it wouldn't be Simic Flash without it. It's a creature that, comes out as a 3/2, also counters a spell. What more can you ask for? It's super overpowered. Everyone should be running this in every Simic Flash deck. I think it's pretty much a given. And then we have 2 Voracious Sharks. This is more of our game-ending Hail Mary shot. Everything's kind of going our way. Slowly but surely, but then we drop a Greatshark countering one of their creature spells or their artifact spells, and we have a 5/4 as a creature that's just going to basically go in uncontested and just destroy them for their final life total. So 2 Greatsharks just to top it off as our cap. And then our mana here, keep in mind, we lost 2 games, maybe 3 games, I forget, but all mana screwed in some way. One game we got flooded with almost every forest we had, and no blues, no mountains, or I'm sorry, no islands. And then the following game we just didn't draw any mana at all, which is strange because I feel like this is pretty much keyed in pretty good here. So we have 26 lands here, just double check, 26 lands, yeah, 26 lands, and we skewed it mostly to blue, so we shouldn't have those problems. But somehow with Arena, with the shuffler, we did get screwed a couple times, but for the most part, this right here is a really solid mana base. You should be fine. But that is the deck right there. Also, before we jump into the gameplay, guys, I just want to touch on 1 or 2 more things here before we go, just in case the whole video situation doesn't come out on Monday again because of something crazy like this last Monday that we had. Be sure to follow my Twitter. It's going to be in the link below. I don't have very many followers now. I think I have like 15. I don't really use it too often, but I would like to start using it. We also have a Discord that I'm going to start linking in the bottom as well. I did make an announcement on the Discord. It's a little bit bigger than my Twitter. If you guys want to follow those things as well as my live stream, it's all going to be in the links below. Be sure to click those, follow those. And if I see more engagement on those, more followers coming in after this week or so because of this video, I will definitely keep you guys more up to date on Twitter about videos if they do or do not come out. So thanks again, guys. Let's jump into some gameplay and then we'll wrap it up at the end and talk more about the deck and things we might change here and there. So come on back at the end and we'll talk again. We'll see you guys. Enjoy the gameplay. Have fun. Peace. All right, good old Simic Flash. Let's see what we got here. So opponent's going to go first. This is not a good opening hand. I'm going to go ahead and just trash this real quick. Again, not great. Not great, but we're going to keep this one. At least I can, I don't know what I can do with this, to be honest. Not a good start. Drew all of our big hitters right at the beginning. Hopefully our opponent's on some slow play here, but it looks like maybe mono green. Mono green is not that slow, so we might be in a little bit of trouble here. Might have to rely on our ambusher to get a lot of this work done. Where are my 1 and 2 drops? You know what I'm saying? That's all right. So we're on some gruel action. Okay, Omori with some gruel. Hey, that's something. That is something. So our opponent has only played 1 Stone Coil Serpent, so that's not too bad. We're definitely going to counter that. Oh, wait, does that not work? It's got protection from blue. Oh, it can't be countered. Okay. Can't be countered. That's not good. I was unaware of the ability to not be countered. Alright, we do have an ambusher that we could kill the Ceratops with, and we can rewind something kind of nice. It's not exactly what I want to see, but our opponent's been playing creatures on pre-combat phase 2, which is nice, so we can get a full rewind here, I think. Opponent should play something here. Hopefully they don't put the Omori in hand. There we go. Beautiful. We can rewind this. That opens up our mana. So we could play our ambusher and killing this shifting Ceratops. It's gonna give trample, okay. You know what? I think I don't mind taking 5 here, to be honest with you. That way I can get out some little 3 creatures. Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with that. I was gonna block the Ceratops and kill it, but you know what? I'm okay with it being out there for right now. We'll start doing a little bit of damage. Why not? See if we can accumulate some blockers here. Maybe 2. We can kill the Ceratops that way. That'd be pretty good. Ceratops is gonna go for trample again. And again, I'm okay with this if it's just the 5 damage. Yeah, I think I'm okay. And then next turn we can double block. I think we're gonna stabilize. I really do. We have enough counters in hand that I believe we can stabilize. And then on end step here we can draw a card with Spectral Sailor. So I'm okay with all this. I know we're at 6 health, which is not ideal, but we could be in a lot worse position, to be honest. Gonna attack here and here. You know what? Just in case, I'm gonna leave this back. I don't see why we would need it, but let's go ahead and do that just in case something with haste can come out. You know, Gruul does have a lot of hasty creatures. You know, the Spellbreaker, things like that. So I want to be ready and prepared. Even though we do have counters for days. Definitely going to rewind this. Omori gets rewound and we get more mana, baby. So we're going to do something a little bit shifty here. We're only... Wait, what should we do here? How should we handle this actually? Because they're clearly going to attack, which is not the play. Oh, they're not going to attack. Smart. Okay. I was thinking of a way we could play the ambusher here, getting these to 4/4s and figuring out how we could get creative there with our block, but that should work. Yeah, our opponent sees the writing on the wall. It's only a matter of time at that point. 2 ambushers is a lot to deal with, and we go to platinum. Let's go. So far, so good. We went straight up to platinum like nothing. Simic Flash, man, it's gonna have its day again for sure. With Teferi being out of the game and people not having unlimited mana, this deck is going to have its day once again. This is a great starting hand. Would like to see maybe 1 more mana in place of the Greatshark, but this is pretty solid. Opponent had to take a mulligan. It's unfortunate. Gonna play the Sailor here. Perfect. We can go over the top, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it there as a blocker. Definitely gonna deny that. That's a big time deny. The wolf. All right. Well, if we don't draw any mana here, we could be in trouble. Just hoping to draw into some mana, or you know, maybe a 3 cost counterspell. There we go. That's perfect. Couldn't have been a better card. Could not have been better. Angelic Gift. Yeah, we'll deny that. I just don't like that they draw a card off of it, to be honest. If it was just flying in the 1/1, I would say go ahead, because there's still 2 open mana. They could do something with that, like in a Johnny. That's got Karametra Blessing all over it, but you know what? I do want to draw it out of their hand, so I say let's do it. I'm fine with that. Opponent's on 1 card in hand, and we have another Frilled Mystic, so we got value there. I think that was a bad Karametra Blessing, to be honest, just to get rid of my Frilled Mystic on the board. Another card that gives a draw card, right? Yeah. Don't want our opponent drawing any cards, keeping him on one card. Does not swing this time. Could have swung and bluffed that they had another blessing, but let's see. Do we want to attack? Not yet. Not yet. I want to keep defending just for a moment. Let's see. We could actually bounce that Banishing Light. This can only counter artifacts or creatures. That's fine. That's fine. We can get creative here, though. Check this out. So, oh, they don't swing. You don't say. All right, well, I was going to, if they did attack, I was going to use my bounce effect there, bringing this back and blocking, but they didn't even give me the opportunity. No attacks. Let's go ahead and create a wolf. Here's where we start to shut our opponent down with good old Nightpack Ambusher, who's overpowered now thanks to the new meta shakeup. Did I just miss an opportunity to counter that? I feel like I just zoned out for a second. I think I just misplayed that. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna bounce that. Make him replay it. Wow, I can't believe I actually messed that up. Had a shark opportunity, and I just totally spaced because I was talking too much, and then I screwed it up. Another shark. Sure. All right, let's just send the house. Let's just send them all, baby. Send the house. Because we know what's coming up next. It's a Setessan champion, and we're going to counter it with our shark. We're not going to forget to do it this time. That's a lot of creatures to deal with here. That's a lot of life gain, though. Sending the house again. Opponent has a big opportunity here to stop our Nightpack Ambusher, but I still think that's lethal, right? 3, 6, 9, 14. Yeah, that's lethal either way. They'd have to block. Oh no, they have lifelink. Okay. So they're at 4. We'll end our turn, and then hopefully this is a creature spell that they get to play here. Beautiful. That's GG's. All right, guys, that's Simic Flash for you, man. I'm not gonna lie, I will be completely honest with everybody. This would be a really annoying deck to play against. I wouldn't want to play against it. I've been playing against it. It's not fun, but playing it, just easy wins, baby. So we are currently doing Simic Flash, but if you guys want to see like a Dimir Flash, I'd be happy to Happy to redo Demir Flash. I know we haven't done that in a while since Ikoria, so that'd be kind of fun to play, I think. Mystical Dispute could be good here against Yorion. Not a lot of early game access though. We do go first, so I think we'll keep this hand. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. Breeding Pool really helps the mana fix with our Frilled Mystics, so we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. Up against a Yorion though, that's gonna be interesting. Opponents on white mana here and blue. Okay, perfect. So the Charming Prince resolves. Scrying 2. I don't like that resolved. I wish I would have had something ready for that. Okay. Here's where the counters begin and the fun stops for our opponent. Our opponent could be on a lot of card draw though, which is bad for us. No Charming Prince for you. I want to get the Frilled Mystic down just so our opponent, you know, isn't able to swing in with that Charming Prince anymore. They're going to swing first though. Very smart play. Charming Prince, Mystical Dispute. Probably just because we may not get this opportunity to play this again. I'm going to go ahead and throw it down now. Alright, we'll say go. We'll save the Greatshark for the Yorion bounce. You know, we haven't found our Octopus once yet. I'd really like to get some value out of that. They did that pre-combat phase, which is great for us. Because now we have a body to block with. Ooh, you know what though? Thassa? That's a good card now. That could be pretty good now. We should try that out too. We should put that into another deck. There's so many opportunities now with the new meta being shooken up, so could be good. Opponent really thinking if they want to swing in here. They're trying to see if maybe I'm willing to block. And I am, so let's go ahead and make that trade. I'm fine with that because that's a bounceable creature where they can get a lot of value from it. This is about as good a hand I can get, so. Want to save the rewind when we could play the Nightpack Ambusher. We're happy to take a turn off here. We're fine on mana now. We don't want to see any more mana. No more land cards. They're playing this on my turn. That's kind of annoying. This is a good spot for rewind here. Because they're playing it on my turn, so we need that mana reopened up. That's a good counter spell, actually, for mirror matchups. That's good to know. I didn't even think about that. Because now our mana becomes available again for another counter, which is nice. Now we have a Greatshark down. That's going to do some serious damage. And they're not going to be able to play anything for 2 turns, really. If we can get this Lofty Denial off on a good spot, like here. No, that's not a good Lofty Denial. They can pay for that. Gonna have to go with the Frilled Mystic here. Opponent does scoop though. Beautiful. Let's go. And we drew another Frilled Mystic, which would have really, really pissed our opponent off. So let's go. So we can only hope, guys. We can only hope that we hit the Octopus. I'd love to see that card in play. Like turn 1 into a Spectral Sailor, turn 2 into an Octopus. That's what I want to see. Got the Octopus. No Sailor though to put it on. Do have a flyer though to put it on eventually. All right, we'll keep it. We'll see what we can do with this. This should be interesting. Oh no, our opponent had a double mulligan, possibly triple. They might get frustrated here and just leave. That would not be good. Wow. Okay, well, they're staying. After all that. Okay, mono green. This is going to be actually pretty tough for us to beat, if I'm being completely honest. The Brazen Borrower is pretty sick here against the Pelt Collector because it's going to get bigger. And we can reset it, which is nice. Okay. We'll take that. I actually think bouncing the token here would be pretty good because we want to use our mana for something this turn. I think that's the way to spend it, to be honest. I don't want to waste a turn with not using the mana when it's available. Let's go ahead and bounce that token because our opponent is going to play this and it's going to become essentially useless because the Pelt Collector is going to become a 2/2. Yeah, see? Pelt Collector becomes a 2/2. Now the Lovestruck Beast, it does nothing right now. This is so unfortunate. We don't have the right mana. We're being flooded with green cards. Not good. If we somehow pull this out, that'd be great, but I do think we might lose this one, guys. We're getting a flood and not the good kind of flood here. If it was blue mana, I would be all for it, but that's a wrap. That is a wrap. That's 8 damage. Yeah, that's it's not looking good. And a good old temple to end it off. All right, guys. Well, there's all the blue mana. That's the game for that one. We'll go ahead and leave that in. But as you can see, we would have probably won that had we gotten the correct mana sources. So it is what it is. On to the next. All right, so we had another game that we had to throw away that you guys aren't going to be able to see because we did just play another game where we had 2 mana and we took the hand and we waited 6 turns and couldn't find another mana. So another land, I should say. So unfortunate as it is, we had to throw that game away. This one, we're going first. We have enough mana and a scry, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. Yeah, super unfortunate, man. The only games we've lost so far is from mana screws or mana floods, and every game we've won, we've been pretty on point. So far we I'm gonna say this deck's about 60-40 as far as wins are going on the ladder. I think we're doing pretty good. All right, so our opponent's on Azorius. They might have some counters of their own. Jeskai, okay. Are they gonna play like a Narset? A lot of green mana again. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Not good. No, not a pattern. Like I said, we had another game. We had enough of the blue mana. It was 2 blue mana in hand, but do we Frilled Mystic this? I think so. Ugh, end step plays. Unfortunate. I'll go ahead and Frilled Mystic that. Anytime we can stop card draw, it's a pretty big deal. And our creature resolves, because we could easily be walking into another counter style deck, so happy to see my creature resolve. Alright, so what's our opponent gonna do here? They've got a weird, are they on shrines? Like, what is this? A lot of different colors going on here. They got my brain turning. I hope they're I hope they got some like spells to resolve though on the board, like some permanents, because I would love to do some counter spells here. Interesting, they just passed another turn. That's the beauty of this deck, is that if you pass a turn, I'm happy to just sit back and just accumulate counter spells and gain value with my 1 creature on the board. Opponent still does nothing. I might end step this Sea-Dasher here and then we'll get super good value. Alright, nothing. And opponent scoops. That's rough. They must have not hit any other lands. They might, I don't know what they would need more than 4 to, actually start playing though. It's kind of weird. Maybe we just shut down the right card. They needed that card draw. Who knows? Alright, it's good to get back in the win column after a couple losses, but we're back on track again, so it's hard to get, you know, the perfect amount of mana. I feel like 26 is the answer though in Arena. 26 mana is just perfect. This hand is amazing, but we have no early game access and we have nothing to put the Sea-Dasher on, which is kind of annoying. Lofty Denial could be good if our opponent plays something turn 2. I don't know, this could be rough. This could be rough. Who am I kidding? Edgewall Innkeeper, interesting. Very interesting. Let's just go ahead and leave this for the Lofty Denial, just in case something comes out here on turn 3 that I can counter. Edgewall Innkeeper is another one of those cards where if you just cast the card, you're getting the value. You're getting to draw a card, which is kind of okay. They can pay the 1 to let it resolve, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let it resolve. Maybe we might play that Octopus here, so I'm gonna leave that open. I don't like taking 2 here, but it might make sense. They swing in with both Death Touchers, which I'm okay with, so I can play this and not be too worried about having it die, because I know they're not going to want to block with their Edgewall. Murderous Rider. Not gonna lie, I kind of expected something like that. Nightpack Ambusher solid here because we can start creating tokens that I don't mind blocking with and losing. Rewind here is solid too. I'm gonna go ahead and take the 2 here because I don't want to kill my Ambusher for some Death Touchers that are 1/1s. Leave open my Rewind. Rewind the Murderous Rider. So it opens up our mana again for our Nightpack Ambusher. Opponent's gonna draw a card though, and then they have 2 mana open. I'm a little worried about another Murderous Rider, but they don't have the mana open yet until next turn to kill this. So I will at least resolve a wolf, and I have a counter spell just in case. But either way, the counter spell's probably not gonna be enough to get it done. We'll see. Might double up here on counter spells. We'll see. Oh, I should have shocked that in, actually. That's a Mystical Dispute. Wow, opponent scoops it up. They weren't done yet. I don't know why they would have scooped it up so early. That's okay. Well, we'll take it. I do think they had some fight left in them, though. But yeah, it definitely was going our way there towards the end. All right, this could definitely be our last game here. This will be like game 6 or 7, but like I said, the games have been going super fast, and I appreciate you all hanging out with me today and enjoying the content. Let's see what we got here. Why am I like super heavy green? It's crazy. I feel like my mana sources are pretty, like I'm leaning more blue than green. I shouldn't be drawing this much green, but I'm a glutton for punishment, and I can play these 3 cards, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. I love the Sailor into the Octopus. I can't turn that down. In most matchups, that's gonna be a pretty solid. The Ozolith, okay, so we're on some token action. So 1/1 counter action. There we go. Now that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. All right, I probably should just play the Octopus there because I knew my opponent was on green. More than likely they didn't have any blue, but you never know. So Mystical Dispute would have been pretty dead card there anyways. All right, so the Sea-Dasher Octopus is live. I have a handful of counters and open mana. I don't see a way our opponent can come back from this. We have way too many answers at the moment. And we're just gonna have unlimited value with this Octopus every single turn. Yeah, this is pretty much as broken as it gets. This combination right here is what I was planning to do from the beginning. It's absolutely broken. Probably unstoppable, to be honest. Every single turn we're drawing 2 cards, we're countering everything, and opponent is not going to be able to do pretty much anything. Beautiful. Even more counter, more value. Got a Sinister Sabotage on this next one. Frilled Mystic on the following turn. Greatshark on the following turn. Non-stop value, non-stop counters. This is how it was drawn up. Opponent probably going to scoop here on the next turn or two. I want to try to get as much in as we can here. Honestly, I feel like we're cheating. I feel like this combo being set up, I feel like we're cheating. Oh no, poor guy. He doesn't even get to play Magic. I'm pretty sure that's a wrap. And let's just go ahead and end it with a big old Greatshark. Oh no! That's something I couldn't counter. That's not good. I may have rushed it and should not have kept that Sea-Dasher Octopus, but it is what it is. Alright, GG's. Good game, sir. I feel bad, but you just ran into a perfect draw phase of Simic Flash. Ouch. Ouch. That's the games, guys, and I appreciate you guys hanging out as long as you have. If you're here now and you hear the sound of my voice at this moment, thank you so much. You guys are absolutely phenomenal for making it this far into the video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all I can really say to that. Your support means the world to me, and if you're not already subscribed, be sure to do so on the channel. It would help out a lot. We're trying to get to 400 right now. Really, 1,000 would be like the ideal mark, you know, for the greatest moment in my YouTube history. So that's what we're shooting for, but 400 would be great. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk real quickly about things that I saw that could be changed. Now, with the new meta, with Teferi being gone, obviously this opens this deck up completely, but things like Wilderness Reclamation and Growth Spiral being gone and our opponents not having access to unlimited mana immediately and playing ungodly sized creatures and planeswalkers right away, Mystical Dispute is great, but that right there would be my biggest change. I would take Mystical Dispute out and I would put in a Quench, because Quench will be really strong here. Again, it's hard for our opponents to pay any sort of mana to play things because they're going to have to play on tempo now. And so, I'm sorry, on curve now. So they're going to have a hard time paying extra to play any sort of spell. So Quench might actually be better here. It's a little bit of an earlier spell to use. And it's only costs 1 less for our opponents to pay to you know, pay that tax. So it might be better here in this spot. There's a few times I wasn't able to play Mystical Dispute because we didn't have 3 mana quite available, and it would help out our curve a lot. You know, we have a lot of 3 drops, but not enough 1 or 2 drops. So definitely want to play Quench and Mystical Dispute spot. I think that's pretty much a solid at this point. I would also try to figure out how to put in 1 more Rewind, but other than that, the deck felt incredible. I really did enjoy it. The Voracious Sharks probably can come out too for more counterspell magic, just basic ones, but it was really good in the late game. And honestly, you know, when you play it, most of our opponents scoop, so I do love the card a lot. But this deck overall is amazing. I can honestly probably run this up to Diamond, no problem. It just takes some time, but as long as we hit the proper lands, I don't see any issues with winning games. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the deck, if you guys enjoyed it, whatnot like that, and then maybe let me know what you would change. If there's some cards in here that you think would be better fit, let me know. It's some things you might want to take out. I'd love to hear your opinions, as long as it's, you know, in the realm of kindness and not not rude. I will definitely take that into account. So thank you guys so much for your time. Thanks for watching the video, and we will see you guys next Monday for the another video. I will try to put together something else. Dimir Flash seems like a really fun thing to do, but I don't know if I want to go back-to-back Flash decks, but we'll see. Until next time, peace.